Every year Apple introduces its best laptop called the MacBook Pro. This year the MacBook Pros are equipped with Apple's own chipset called M1, and we'd better get to the review sooner. Let's the video. In terms of design, the MacBook Pro M1 weighs 1.4 kilograms and is only 15mm thick and 13 inches in size. It can be said that this laptop is not heavy or large at all, so it is also completely portable. The body of this device is made of aluminum, which as expected from Apple is a premium body material, but it does not have high resistance and is damaged very quickly, so it needs a lot of care. There is only an Apple logo on the back panel, which makes the design of this laptop very minimal and beautiful. The keyboard buttons of this laptop are the right size and their quality is excellent too. And this good keyboard with a large and efficient touchpad makes you feel great about working with this device. There is also a touch bar at the top of the keyboard that can be used to do things like increase or decrease the volume or color change in Photoshop, which really makes the user feel good and is useful in general. The body material on the keyboard part is completely matte and not a fingerprint magnet. On the front panel of the MacBook Pro is a 13-inch display with very small notches, and 79% of the front panel is the display, which is fantastic for a laptop. The display of this laptop is a Retina IPS LCD with QHD resolution that supports HDR10 content. Due to its 100% sRGB, it shows colors that are quite close to reality, but does not have the contrast and depth of black of OLED panels. MacBook Pro has True Tones technology, and according to the ambient light, it gives you the best kind of light to cause the least damage to the eyes, and makes you can work with the laptop for more hours. The display has a pixel density of 227 ppi, which is perfect for a laptop and displays sharp content. Its brightness is 500 nits, which is quite suitable for indoor space, but does not produce much light outdoors. In terms of wired connections, the M1 MacBook Pro has a Thunderbolt 3 port, a USB 3.1 port, a USB 4 port, a 3.5mm audio jack, and a USB-C charging port. In terms of wired connections, this device cannot be considered complete, but it is acceptable and efficient. In terms of wireless connectivity, this laptop supports Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5 and is complete and up to date. The MacBook Pro's keyboard has a capacitive fingerprint sensor that is very fast and secure, as expected from Apple's Touch IDs. And best of all, it does not cause giant notch at the top of the display. The M1 MacBook Pro webcam is only 1.2 megapixels and can record 24 frames per second HD video. You should not expect great quality from it at all, but it is perfectly suitable for video conferencing and video calling. But what makes this laptop different is the M1 chip, which has an 8-core CPU and is equal to the 9th generation K-series Core i9, and its GPU is to the RTX 1070 Ti, and it has 8 or 16 gigabits of LPDDR4X RAM. There are no lag or slowness for this laptop and is even better than laptops with higher hardware due to the complete compatibility of hardware and software. But the M1 MacBook Pro also does not have any slowness in the game, but I recommend it for professional work and I do not suggest it for the game. I will explain. Unlike the Air version, this device has a cooling fan that produces very little noise, but still leaves the laptop cool and only feels normal warmth. The MacBook Pro M1 has from 256GB to 2TB of NVMe SSD memory, which has a very high speed in reading and data transfer. The software of this device is macOS Big Sur 11 and it is supported for more than 5 years. This operating system has relatively good personalization capabilities and is made entirely for professional tasks, such as editing, but is not very suitable for gaming and does not support many games. Apple does not pay much attention to numbers, but it still has excellent performance, and much of it is due to the same compatibility between hardware and software. The battery of this laptop is 58 Wh and lithium polymer. The MacBook Pro can display up to 20 hours of wireless video playback, which is a very significant number. The adapter of this device is 61 watts and fully charged the laptop in 80 minutes, which is acceptable. Next to the keyboard is a stereo speaker that has a great volume. It also has good quality and low sound production. The MacBook Pro also supports Dolby Atmos, and as you'd expected from Apple, this laptop's speakers are great. But is the M1 MacBook Pro worth buying? If gaming is not important to you, you are doing professional works and you are also in the Apple ecosystem, this laptop is really worth buying. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you in next video.